Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request for Ryan. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour or full playthrough, review, re-review, whatever the case may be, movie review, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do you have a CashApp as well? Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. So Ryan wanted me to do a triple threat versus Terminator 3, Alien 3, and Predator 3, aka Predators. So, in other words, don't see a good movie. We can't have good movies in this versus. Now, without me saying anything, what do you think that I think is the worst one? If you've been on my channel, a lot, and, been on that channel a lot, what do you think's the worst? Could it be the one connected with that movie behind me? Could it be? Should it be? Would it be? But hey, I think people like when I bash Alien 3, and if people send the requests in, I'll bash it every other fucking week. If people send the paid requests in, I'll bash it every fucking day. Just fuck Alien 3. That's the worst. Easily the worst. Let's just get that shit out of the way. Like out of your bowels. Like a goddamn enema. Alien 3 fucking sucks. I don't care how many people liked it. You can like whatever you want. It's a free country. I don't have to like it though. You don't have to agree with me, but I don't have to agree with you either. That's the fairness. That's okay. I fucking hate Alien 3. The musical score is great. Deserves to be in a better movie. I don't think Sigourney Weaver and Charles Dunn give bad performances. It should be in a different movie though. The set design of the prison is pretty cool. It should be for a better movie. But what it did to shit on that film is unforgivable. There's so many other ideas, so many other directions, so many other ways you could take the franchise, take the film, and instead, hey, you like aliens? Go fuck yourself. Hey, remember when Ripley went in and saved Hicks and dragged him to the ship? It didn't matter. Because there's going to be some bullshit happening and it's crash and Hicks would be dead. Right through the face. Hey, remember all that bit of her going back to rescue Newt and going to the nest and shooting the eggs and dealing over her PTSD, dealing over her nightmares, which was the whole fucking point of the movie, and then rescuing Newt? That didn't matter. Because Newt just died and drowned, and her dealing over PTSD didn't matter because she has a damn alien in her, an embryo in her, and then she dies at the end. So that whole point of Aliens, of her having nightmares and going in and facing her fears, it didn't fucking matter. Not one goddamn bit. So fuck Alien 3. And then I'm supposed to give a shit about a bunch of bald-ass murderers, rapists? Why do I care if they live or die? Why am I supposed to care? Why should I care? So at the end, when a bunch of bald people running around from one corridor to the other, that looks like the same fucking corridor used 18 times, I'm supposed to care that an alien kills him, an alien kills him. Who died? I don't care. I don't know who died. I don't know who died either. I knew everybody who died in Alien and Aliens. I could tell you. I can't tell you who the fuck died in all that shit. That bald guy died, and that baldy died too. He died too, and he was bald. He got barcodes. I know that. That's it. So I don't give a shit about the people. I don't give a shit about the characters. I don't care what's happening. I don't care. Well, life is depressing. Good on you. Emo man. Glad. Find a black light. Get some fucking black nail polish. Put it on your fucking toes, your fingers, and your eyelashes. And leave us the fuck alone. Those are some fucking emo music too. Get some fucking black lipstick. Put it on you then. I don't give a fuck. Doesn't mean it has to be for an alien movie. Doesn't mean it has to be Then make fine. Then make your own goddamn separate Alien film with. Okay, if a franchise can do this, you don't need the characters from Aliens. Do your own goddamn story with your own original characters and do the story. Where you set them up and then they die one by one. It's depressing and dark and nihilistic. Then do it that way with new characters. Since you love it so goddamn badly. Oh, David Fincher kind of did that with Seven, and that was actually a better movie. Not everybody died, but, enough people died. Babies died, even. Well, moms who had babies in them. But, so I hated the plot, I hated the story. I hated how they completely shit on Aliens, made that completely useless and completely pointless. I hate that, most of the characters we don't give a shit about. There's so many things you're wondering because they were writing the script on the fly. So there's times you're wondering, why don't they just go outside? Does the wind, really? The wind is all that's hurting you? So do you want to deal with the wind or deal with a acid bleeding xenomorph? Take your fucking pick. And then I'm kind of sitting there going, I'm trying to think of I'm sitting here, I know I'm repeating stuff I said before when I talked about Alien 3, and I'm trying to think of other stuff I like to talk about. Like this confusing bit that it seemed like, with the way it's edited together, that it seemed like the same facehugger impregnated Ripley and the dog. But then I know if you watch the director's cut, whatever the fuck cut you call it, there's more than one facehugger, or there's a different facehugger, or whatever the fuck. And you're just kind of waiting for another bald asshole to die. And the opening just killed my interest and a lot of people's interest. It's not just me. It's not just me saying this. Yes, if you don't like Aliens, which I would think that'd be weird, you're watching Alien 3 if you don't like Aliens, but okay. If you don't like Aliens and you didn't like those characters for whatever reason, then sure, you probably like Alien 3 because you don't give a shit. But for me, who is a fan, a diehard fan, it was my favorite, it was always one of my favorite films of all time. It's become my all-time favorite film. Yes, when you completely shit on it and you kill everybody, it's going to piss people like me off. And that beginning is unforgivable. As such a huge leap in nihilism that I'm like, I don't give a fuck what happens next. And what does happen next? We have no weapons of any kind, so we kind of go back to the first film, where they had a little bit of stuff, but they couldn't do much because it's acid for blood and it would go through the ship. So they had to use the stun baton things, because again, if they get guns and shoot the shit out of it, it'd bleed through the whole fucking ship. So you might as well say we don't have guns. A flamethrower. So we go back to limited guns, no guns. We go back to one alien, just like we had one alien in the first one. Only at times it looks, the up close looks good, but the wide shots look shitty. I don't know if it's rotoscope. I always forget what the fuck they did it with, the term. But it looks like ass. Even the watch the extended cut. I've seen the extended cut. Yeah, that crazy asshole. They lock up the xenomorph. Then the guy lets the xenomorph out. So them locking up the xenomorph didn't fucking matter anyway. So the whole fucking thing was pointless. Right? So this was all pointless. They locked it up just for this asshole to let it loose and die. and then it's back on the loose again. So it didn't fucking matter. What's the big deal with that? Why is that such a great... Oh my god, I'm glad this is in here. Why? Didn't do anything. Didn't accomplish anything. Charles is done is trying. Charles Dance is trying. Sigourney Weaver, I don't think she gives a bad performance, but it's too nihilistic for its own good. It's too many like unlikable characters. I don't care what's going on. Downbeat like a fucking funeral. Just it drags at times because of that, and it's just not interesting to watch for me. So that's the worst. The second worst between Terminator 3 and Predators. Gun in my head, I would rather watch Predators. Terminator 3, I will say this. If you're asking me which film has the best action scenes, I would say Terminator 3. Just for that one scene when the TX is controlling all the vehicles and they're all going after John Connor and such, and Arnold is like hanging on that thing, that crane is going through buildings and stuff. That's a pretty good action sequence. There are moments like Arnold just to hold that big robot machine with the Gatling gun. That was cool to see. But I don't like the ending of that film because it makes Terminator 2's No Fate But What We Make pointless. Was it Claire Danes? She was kind of there. The TX is like, okay, whatever. She's female, whatever. It didn't give me as much hype of, oh, T-1000, cool. It's like, okay, TX, alright. The humor I thought was lame. Talk to the hand. I thought that the humor was really stupid. Certain action scenes didn't do much, like the whole graveyard scene, where it just felt like a lesser version of the scene in Terminator 2, where you can't kill the cops, so he's just got to blow up like the cars. Only in Terminator 2 is with the minigun. Here it's with the gun, and again he's like, you can't kill the cops, you got to blow up the car. It felt like just a lesser version of T2 scene. Even the fight he has with TX felt like just lesser versions of the fight he had with T-1000 and T2. The guy who plays John Connor, I forgot his damn name. I don't mind him. I didn't mind him as an actor. Nick, what the hell was it? Nick Stahl. I didn't mind Nick Stahl. I thought he did a decent job. It's just one of those films that really was kind of pointless. It's that weird thing where, like, Resistance at least is interesting enough to see a version of the future war. It's not as egregious as Genesis and Dark Fate. It's just in that weird middle area where there's some good action beats to it, but then there's some really cringeworthy humor. Arnold, that was the last film he did before he went into office, so... like, that's also when you get into some kind of iffy CGI. The TX I just didn't think was as impressive as a T-1000. Like, Terminator 3 was just a lesser version of Terminator 2. With a couple of decent action moments. Nick Stahl wasn't bad. But But again, the ending really made the whole Terminator 2 premise pointless. I remember at the time it was like a big surprise, like, oh shit, you didn't see that coming. I think I saw it in the theater. And we're going, oh shit, okay. So it's a nice twist reveal that to give people a positive notion at the time of, oh, you got me, I didn't see that coming. But in retrospect, I'm like, okay, true, I didn't see it coming because I was still thinking of the stuff in T2, no fate but what we make. But here it's like, no, it's inevitable. What that guy said was bullshit. No fate but what we make. Where do you hear that bullshit? Oh, I don't know, some asshole named James Cameron told me. But, that's just me. But yeah, I don't hate Terminator 3, but I'm not in love with it either. It's better than Dark Fate and Genesis, but nowhere near Terminator 1 and 2. So it's that weird middle area. So, the lesser of the three evils, I guess, would be Predators. It's funny because I just talked about this the other night on a stream. Because I got requested a live commentary of the original Predator. And people were asked about Predators. Predators does not do anything to harm films before it. Or to mess up the storyline like Terminator 3 and Alien 3 did. So I'll put that as the less egregious of the three. But Predators, I thought was just lazy. It's almost as if they wanted to remake Predator, but not really. Let's have another jungle. Okay, let's have another jungle setting with a group of people with guns going through and being hunted by the Predator. Okay, this is an alien jungle. But other than look at the sky and see some different shit, there wasn't a whole lot of difference other than the jungle looked more like a set. Like, the jungle in the first looked like an actual fucking jungle. Here, I know it's supposed to be an alien world, but it still looked like a set. It looked like... I don't know how else to put it. Looked like a backlot. I don't know, something about it just didn't work as well for me. The casting, Adrian Brody, I thought was miscast. With his wannabe Popeye muscles and his wannabe Batman voice, Christian Bale, the preserve, and we're the game. I know Benicio del Toro was up for The Predator in 2018. If he played Adrian Brody's character in 2010, would have been so much better. It would have been a lot better. Like, Benicio del Toro should have played that role. Or just someone else. I mean, I'm trying to think who was around in 2010. Well, it depends, like, what age whether you want the character to be. I'd have to look up, like, what age Adrian Brody was when he did this. I just thought he was miscast. Topher Grace as the doctor, but you kind of knew someone was up with him because why would a random doctor be here amongst all these killers? So the twist, I don't think was that surprising. The Predator dogs, the fact that they've pretty much done all CGI wasn't that enticing to me. And, when I said it at times feels like a remake, it's, once again, we need a character put mud all over themselves to hide and then fight the Predator. Oh, we got Lone Tall Sally in the movie. We got that song in the movie. We got your lead going, come on, kill me, do it now. Like Arnold did in the first movie. Robert Rodriguez, who... he didn't direct the film. I'm surprised he didn't. Nimrod Antal did. But it felt like Robert Rodriguez wanted to direct it, but couldn't for whatever reason. Maybe it was like wasn't around also like Machete and others were around. So it felt like there were films he couldn't direct for some reason, but had someone else do it. But and I don't think Robert Rodriguez was a fan of Predator 2. Well, fine, good. It's better than the shit you made lately, Robert. Hypnotic, Spy Kids, whatever. Fuck. Danny Trejo was barely in it because he's one of the first to die. The Yakuza guy, underused. He says nothing for most of it, and then like there's so much more you could have done with that character. So much more. And like this group took on 3 predators? This group? Really? Okay. And then you have like a predator versus predator fight, but it ends almost as soon as it begins. That's a movie that, okay, it's better than The Predator. It's better than Prey. It doesn't make me mad like it did back in 2010, but just wasted potential. It's just kind of like a big meh. If I watch it now, it'd be like a big meh. Mediocre. That's the way I put Predators. For me, it's a mediocre movie. Compared, so it's not as egregiously god awful as The Predator and Prey or AVP. It doesn't make me as mad as like Alien 3 or even Terminator 3. It's just very mediocre film. How many times can I say the word mediocre? I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, Adrian Brody, I didn't buy into it. The rest of the cast is like, eh. The setting, it's another jungle, so it makes me think of the first film. Only the jungle doesn't look as good. The alien world. How about this? If this is a game preserve and we're the game, how about other species or within the group? What if it's like a human, but there's other like different alien species that have their own attributes, their own positives, negatives, strengths and weaknesses, and we don't trust each other because we're not even the same species, but then we gotta work together. That could have been interesting. But no. Can't do that. But that could be intriguing. But no, we don't do that. Why? Because it would be intriguing. So I'm sitting there going, well, what does this really do? I mean, that fucking different. Okay, it's a group of people that are killers. Well, the Predator 1 was a team of badasses too that killed as well. They killed a whole fucking group of people in within 20-some minutes of Predator. With a minigun. One had a minigun just like this one guy had a minigun. You had Carl Weathers, you had Jesse Ventura, you had all these other guys killing people. So they're a rescue team, but they can kill as well. And they do kill a lot of bad guys. So just didn't feel it was a whole lot different. Again, the alien world, you didn't take advantage of that. Okay, it's 3 predators. Lawrence Fishburne, what a waste. He's just a guy who's a weirdo. He's been there too long. And then he turns on them. And then he blows up like a CGI water balloon. I'm like, wait a minute. The laser cannon can turn someone into a water balloon that explodes? Didn't do that to Jesse Ventura. Just went through his fucking chest. Didn't do that to the people in Predator 2. Just went through their fucking chest. You tell me there's an option just blow them up like a water balloon? So, and it was done in bad CGI, so it just looked stupid. It was laughable looking. It's supposed to be like, oh my god, and look, this is CGI water balloon exploded. What the fuck is this? And Lawrence Fishburne just wasted. Just wasted. Or hell, have the good Predator join the humans and they work together in a common cause. So that would be like the good Predator and Adrian Brody helping each other to fight the other Predator. And get someone other than Adrian Brody. Topher Grace. Supposed to buy this fucking weird serial killer. I don't. Topher Grace, I've never been a big fan of. I didn't grow up with that 70s show like other people did. I've seen a few episodes, but it's like whatever. I hated him in Spider-Man 3. He was fine in American Ultra. Tolerable. I thought he was lame in Predators. Not big on the guy. I can't remember who else was on the team. There's a Spetsnaz guy. Yakuza, who I thought was underused. Adrian Brody. Try to sound tough like this. You see my Popeye muscles? You got any spinach? Mediocre. And to be honest, I haven't seen Predators in a long time, so that's why I'm being vague on stuff, but that's the least offensive of the three. So I guess Predators, Terminator 3, and fuck Alien 3. I would chop my dick like this. DX style, but can't show my dick on... Well, you don't want to see it anyway, but YouTube won't want to see it either. I'll show it to the movie. There you go. Fuck you, movie. But with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.